that we're back. Can Josh hear me? Hello? Uh-oh, this isn't a good sign.
Oh, that was mute. We're a little rusty, obviously. It's been a while.
I was like, and we're back, just like that. And I was like, wait a second, have I done something wrong? Yeah, we're back, finally. After what, 3-4 months?
Just a brief hiatus.
I'll go on record now and say it was all entirely my fault. I just completely fell off the horse in every capacity. So yeah, a lot of it is not down to Josh. It's down to me. I don't know.
Could you hear all that coming in? Hey, Keisha.
Hey, Aran.
We had the
Hey,
link
Josh.
open.
Let me just put those comments down a little bit.
Where did that go?
So yeah, how have you been, man?
I've been exactly the same as 4 months ago when we did this. For better or worse.
Same as, actually, to be honest. Probably a little bit worse because we haven't been doing this.
Yeah, it's a highlight of my week.
If I'm totally honest, I think when I actually finally sat down and went like, what the fuck am I doing with my life, and why do I keep pushing all the things I want to do away?
Yeah.
I kind of realized how much I did actually enjoy doing this every week, and all it was just a case of maybe sometimes just get out of my own head and just do it.
Yeah, that's why I'm able to do it at any time, because I don't ever think anything through. I just do it.
For better or for worse.
Yes, absolutely.
So today's movie, whatever you want to call it, is a late 90s action
1997.
Todd McFarlane.
It's a movie. I mean, that's about all I can say.
I suppose before we get into it, what do you know of this movie and any thoughts going into it?
I know it's fairly infamous for being horrible, especially in the special effects department.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't think I've seen it before. I think I've seen little bits, but yeah, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say a good thing about it.
So apparently my volume is too low.
Yeah, I'm all over the place.
See, I have issues because... Say something?
Yep. Can you hear me?
What about now when I do? Okay.
Yeah, I had to turn my headphones way up to hear you.
This might be...
And then when you played the intro, it almost broke me.
Why is that all of a sudden? Why is my...
I can hear you better now. Now you're louder. There's the volume knob on your Rodecaster, not the headphone one. The actual volume. I think that might do it. Like the far right, upper right.
Yeah, I don't know if...
I can hear it. I think you're louder. You're also just you're European, so you're a little more soft spoken than
it's weird because
us loud Americans.
I have like, obviously with the Rodecaster you have that audio monitor thing so you can hear your own voice, and like in my headphones I'm literally screaming right now.
You're gonna have to show me how to do that, because I like being able to hear myself, and
you can't hear
I can't
yourself
hear
right now?
Nah.
So,
ever since I got this, I used to have whatever I used before. I was able to do that, but I don't know how I did that.
so on the Rodecaster where you said the volume control is,
Uh-huh.
see the ones that are fixed, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Uh-huh.
Try turning the one with number 1.
Yeah, that just makes it louder. Like everything. like you talking is louder.
And it doesn't do anything for you being able to hear yourself, no?
Maybe I can hear it a little bit if I have it really high up. I don't hear so well. It might be working.
Because I had genuinely have no idea. I'd have to.
I used to be able to, and I can't remember what I had going on in the background that allowed me to do it, and then I just got lazy and stopped opening the extra thing that allowed me to do it.
There's so much stuff like that on this as well, and I like don't utilize any of it.
Oh, I'm sure I'm missing out on all sorts of things that would benefit. But really, just the soundboard has changed my life, and a functioning mute button makes editing so much easier. I don't really have to edit it anymore.
Yeah,
I don't really have to do anything.
Kishi says the storyline is way off. The animated series is better. I kind of wish we had.
Oh, I didn't even know there was one.
Maybe to come on this as well, because I was I was kind of hopeful that obviously you know a lot about a lot of movies, a lot of comics, a lot of storylines. I was kind of expecting you to carry the weight of that, and then when you were like, "No, I didn't really get too much into Spawn," I was like, "Oh
yeah,
shit!"
I know this should be my wheelhouse. Like, it's a comic book movie, bit of action, but somehow don't know anything.
Keisha says the Spawn soundtrack and John Leguizamo as
later is. I love me some Johnny Legs. He's my favorite. I'll watch him in anything.
Okay, so let me bring.
Shall we?
Let's move things around a little bit. So I guess.
Yeah, we've upgraded fancy with the timer.
Right now, God knows how this is gonna go. So
should work. It worked before.
The timer could be all sorts of fucked up. So I guess whenever you're ready, if you want to give us the countdown.
Yeah, let me.
And then we'll go.
Let me get it. Okay. Pause. All right, going in 3, 2, 1. That was half a clap.
It worked.
I gotta be careful with that Apple TV remote. Half of it's like touch. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah. It's weird because I give out a lot of times about Apple tech, but then I also only buy Apple tech.
Well, yeah. It makes your life so much easier if everything is Apple. Like, if you have one thing that is, it makes it all that much easier because it all just syncs up. Like, I can text from my computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow, they get into it straight away with the terrible... Okay, I'm going to move these comments.
Should probably turn it up a little bit. I love a good bit of exposition at the beginning.
Keisha says Todd McFarlane Spawn comics are the best.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're super popular. When I was growing up, when I was younger, I guess when this movie around that time, I was really only into like the Marvel stuff. So Image was.
Yeah, and it's something that I never really got into either. I remember having like figures of Spawn and stuff, but I never really understood.
I was raised very religious, so I was probably afraid of the whole hell-ish aspect.
It's funny, you've done a complete 180.
Yeah.
You think that's why?
Probably. It just stopped making sense to me. I was like, oh, you're all a bunch of hypocrites. Yeah, I mean, if this came out like now, I think that would be up my alley because it's not Marvel or DC. I like things that are a little off the beaten path. But it's been going for so long, it just feels like I can't jump in now. Like, I'll be so lost.
That always sickens me as well, because there's times I want to jump in. I think I had this conversation with you about other stuff.
Yeah.
Where I was like,
well, comic books can be intimidating. Weirdly.
Get into it.
Yeah. Because, you don't really know where to jump in. Because it's like, especially with Marvel, there's, 50, 60 whatever years of continuity. Like they've never really rebooted it. Like not really. Like DC every 10 years or so they basically reboot the entire thing. But that's why I like just storylines, like runs or out of continuity weird stuff.
Again, every time I'm gonna harp back on this, but like I love these older movies when they do that like weird computer graphics thing. Like,
Oh, yeah,
um,
anytime the internet comes up or you
yeah,
know,
like I always think
because
about
no
the
one knew
movie
what it
called
was.
Blade, and with Deacon
Yep.
Frost
Yep.
deciphering the like, it's just so
Yep.
ridiculous.
Just do whatever. Just it's always just the most ridiculous thing.
Keisha
Like
says,
the
"I
first
love."
Mission Impossible, it's like this huge like bells and whistles going off when he gets like one email.
Yeah.
I've gotten 14 emails the time we've been talking. Like
I love it because of the hell aspect. Yeah, I can see that. That's kind of a. I do like that. That whole backstory. The very little bit that I
yes,
know.
I assume I would have thought this was like blasphemous at that age. I do like the multiple exposition at the beginning. They did it once, and then they had a scene, and they kept on
Do it
going.
again. Yeah. The
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
the CG is funky.
This doesn't look terrible so far for 97, but it's just fire, so I guess. Did I see Martin Sheen is in this?
Yes, you did. Keisha said you're gonna love Martin Sheen. He is very campy.
Hell yeah. I don't think I've ever seen him like that.
I didn't even know he was in this movie.
Yeah, I only knew Leguizamo. That was the only one I knew for certain. Doesn't he play some like demon fat clown or something?
Yep.
That's like the only thing I remember about this movie.
Same
It's
actually.
just
I think I remember him more than I remember Spawn himself.
he's just so upsetting looking. This is the era of like 20 minutes worth of credits at the beginning of the movie.
It's very like I'm getting like very like kind of Blade vibes.
Yeah, with like the techno synth at the beginning. So Blade was a good movie.
Yes, a very good movie.
I actually really like Blade. I just learned today because that was a New Line cinema movie. That was back when like all the comic book houses would just basically like sell out their you know their properties. And I learned today that they also had the rights to Iron Man, and the reason then they let it lapse. And the reason was like the guy in charge was like um, he didn't want to make it because he'd never be able to fly. He'd be too heavy.
How is that
What a
even
reason!
yeah, how is that even a reason?
It's just, I mean, that was also back when the comic book movies they'd like use the name, but they'd change almost everything, you know,
Yeah.
because it was just like no one will watch this. Like if we actually do the comic book accurate stuff,
What
which is such wild thinking because it's like the people who know what it is are gonna be pissed off, and the people who don't aren't gonna be watching anyways because they don't know what it is. So like, who's this for? What up, Swede?
Swede is here.
Last time I talked to him, he was out at a nightclub, just
Oh wow.
dancing the night away.
A Swedish nightclub.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like Keisha said there, that clown's name is Violator.
Oh God,
Mm.
that's straight to the point.
Yeah, I know, right?
Do I have? Oh, that's where it is. There are the comments. It's like, why can't I see anything? Bit rusty.
Same. Everybody's just going to have to bear with us till we get back in the...
That line from Blade, that's just something Wesley Snipes made up. Which, obviously, because it makes no sense. He just thought it sounded cool.
Does whatever he wants. I was only talking about that to someone the other day, how ridiculous Wesley Snipes was while filming that trilogy.
Yeah, especially in the third one. He was apparently pretty insufferable.
Swede says, I have missed these late nights. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Sun's still out here.
Got home at 3 in the morning. It was part of the introduction week for university.
Nice. Oh, college, I miss you. Actually, no, I don't. Feels like that'd be exhausting. I don't have the energy for that.
Yeah, not now.
It was fun then, but I'm good. I did it.
I didn't know that Tim Burton apparently was the original choice for the director.
Of this?
Yeah.
That could have been interesting, because he's weird as hell.
Yeah, I kind of wonder what type of movie he would have made.
Yeah, it doesn't... I mean, this was back when he was... I mean, it's not like he's made bad movies, but he hasn't made, the kind of stuff he was making, like, in this era, when he was, like, at his peak, in his prime.
Where is this movie? Oh, wow. Where is this movie set?
I don't know, it was probably in, like, the 3,000 lines of exposition. Yeah, what are those security guards?
I still actually don't really know what's going on, but...
No, I have no idea. There was too much explanation at the beginning that I was not paying attention to. And it was happening so fast. Oh, who is that's? What is she in?
Is she not?
She's so familiar.
Is she not a fucking Sindel or whatever from Mortal Kombat?
I mean, which one? He was in like the web series of that, I think. Michael Jai White. I think
he was actually originally.
He was in something.
He was supposed to play Jax in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He turned it down.
But then didn't he do like the web series?
Yeah, I think so.
That's that he was cool with.
It's like random.
That was before like doing stuff on the internet was more commonplace, Who is she? That's gonna bug me.
Putting that voice on.
Oh yeah, I can't even really hear it. Can you hear that?
Nope.
Oh,
just
sweet.
Barely a little bit, but it's not.
Right, I'll take it down one. Perfect. I can actually hear it now. Oh, who that is?
That's not his voice, right?
Sheets?
Yeah, the way he's like, come on, son. Blah, blah, blah,
blah. I couldn't actually hear. Okay, Linda Clark. She was in.
She's definitely in Mortal Kombat.
Shit, she's been in a lot of stuff.
Please
I'm recognizing her from that. What else is she in?
Keisha says Wesley was annoying in the third movie. Don't know who was worse, Parker Posey or Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, I agree. So many weird things.
I didn't mind Reynolds in that. He was just being Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
What the hell was she? This is embarrassing, but I think I know what I remembered her from.
What's her name?
Melinda Clark. I'm gonna say that, even though I shouldn't, but what I remembered her from was the show Entourage.
She was definitely. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
She, her most recent credit, this one's for you, sweet. It's called Swedish Dicks. TV series, apparently.
Wow, I was wrong. She wasn't in Mortal
Yeah, I don't
Kombat.
see it.
Fuck.
She's on the OC too, but I didn't watch that.
So who am I getting her mixed up with then? Let me see. Because there's definitely a chick that I thought looked like her. Oh wow, yeah, I really got it wrong there. The chick I was talking about is like fucking like 200 years old.
What's her name?
Where is she? I just seen her 2 seconds ago. What the fuck?
Yeah. He's very on fire.
That's her name there. I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Where?
In the comments.
I don't see it. I'm blind.
Musetta Vander? She's a Dutch South African.
That's quite the combination.
This shit, this movie is actually like quite disgusting in a way.
Well, yeah, that's all I remember. Was the only image I remember was just very upsetting to me as a youngster.
I had seen
Oh, yeah, that's not bad practical. Eyelashes, yeah. She's getting right.
I had seen a post on Reddit, I think it was, where someone compared this movie to RoboCop. Now, not in the sense of like they're even in the same planet, but he was talking
Yeah,
about
that's
how,
upsetting to me.
you know, this guy was more so talking about how RoboCop kind of paved the way for so many of these movies, and they all loosely tried to kind of copy
Yeah,
vague
they
things
wildly
from it.
misunderstood it and took the wrong things from it that they thought were the reason that made it work.
The practical is KMB, if I'm not mistaken, says Swede. Oh yeah, it is Swede. I don't know if you know who Howard Berger is, but he's one of the co-founders with Greg Nicotero of KMB Studios. I actually interviewed him earlier on today.
Oh wow, nice.
Um,
Yeah, the practical so far has been pretty good. I think they probably just tried to do CGI before it was a thing you could do.
yeah.
When does that episode come out, though?
Probably next week.
When can we hear it?
Um, yeah. So this guy was saying that this film like has a lot of similarities from the likes of RoboCop. So the main characters both work for a government agency. They show wrongful, violent death of the main character. They showed a lead character robbed of his family and normal life. Showed a main character eventually seeking revenge for his death. Rampant city corruption that the main character must contend with. The advancement of technology that serves a huge purpose for the entire story. And he had all these other movies as well, and like it was actually
Yeah.
kind of fascinating to see how many of
There's a
them
lot of movies that do that. That's
like,
a
really tried to replicate RoboCop.
yeah, but that's not why that movie works. None of those reasons.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that's not really that's just the like the tool they're using to get the actual point across. It's just a vehicle.
CG was in a weird place in the late 90s. Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of love it though as well.
It was a lot of that like just because we can doesn't mean we should. And a lot of the times, not necessarily this movie, but a lot of the times in that moment things looked good.
Yeah,
Like they don't now. But I mean, I remember playing video games way back in the 90s. Like, thinking some of the graphics were just like, oh my god. Like playing like GoldenEye, it was like, oh my god, there's actually like, looks like they're real faces, and they're just like a polygon disaster if you look at them now. Just a nightmare.
yeah. Like I remember even if you want to go more recent, like something like uh GTA Vice City, and I remember being like, "Holy shit, this is like
Oh
the
yeah.
most amazing game ever." And
Yep.
I got that on PS4 or whatever it was. You could like re-download
They
Vice City or
remastered
whatever.
it.
Yeah, and like I actually had a hard
I
time
heard that it was
playing it.
terrible.
I was like, like the graphics and stuff, they left it nearly all the same. I had a hard time playing it. I was like, "This is
Yeah,
terrible."
I know it's hard to go back to older games. I loved GoldenEye too, but I'm
Yeah,
afraid to go back and play it because I know I'll hate it.
that's kind of how I felt. Like it was like it's strange. I was trying to play it, I was like, was this game always this hard, or am I just used to like being gifted everything now, or what is it?
Yeah, that's the other thing. As we've gone on, games gotten so much easier. Like if you go back and play a Nintendo game, they're fucking impossible. That was like back in the time where it's like they had to be hard. It's like so you get your money's worth. Like like it should you spent $60 on a
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
It should take you. You shouldn't be able to finish it in a night, which you can do with mini games that come out now.
I love how he's like hanging around his house like that. He's just like falling out of the
Yeah,
bushes,
just to go traumatize his child.
and the clown is there with the big fucked up yellow teeth.
How much time has passed? There must have been a big time jump, right?
Yeah, because
She's like remarried or something, right? I'm confused. 'Cause the kid doesn't look that old.
clown fucking freaks me out, man.
Yeah, he's upsetting to look at.
He's like a Oswald Cobblepot fucking.
Yes, like Burton Penguin
Ugh.
mixed with uh, Pennywise. Clowns themselves never freak me out like they do a lot of people, but this
Same,
particular one
but
did.
for some reason, looking at him is like, ugh.
Yeah, because he's unpleasant to look at.
I love how it's like, wait, is that dude a bad guy?
She were
Oh,
married
that's
quick
his
then.
friend, is it? His partner?
It's kind of a I don't know. Is that a dick move?
Yeah, well, he was like, I'll always
To
be
like
there for you,
marry your
buddy.
friend's wife after they die. Feels weird, but that's so good.
I forgot how well acted he is, that character.
Oh, he goes for it. I always respect that. Oh, Jesus. That's fucking filthy. That skid mark. Oh my god. Well, the marrying your friend's wife, like, in one sense, it's like you're taking care of your friend's family, but in another, it's like you probably were attracted to them during
Yeah,
their
like
marriage. You know,
which
like that
makes
doesn't
me like
just all of a sudden like if my friend's wife or husband or one of my friends dies, like I, I'm not attracted to any of my friends' wives because that's compartmentalized. They're no longer. That's not even like a thing that enters my head. They might as well be like my sister or something. So that wouldn't change.
yeah, like I can
Like
see the argument of like, maybe it's a nice gesture to be like, looking after somebody's family, but
yeah,
at the same time, like if you're gonna be ramming their
yeah, exactly.
their
The
dead
physical
body.
component of it all is feels kind of gross.
So this is gonna seem like
I
a
heard
really
that Constantine too. I
stupid
just heard that
question.
today.
It's gonna seem like a really stupid question, but why did they kill him?
I didn't know what was happening. I
Do
still don't really know what's
do you
happening.
know?
Ooh, that's not great.
Whoa, my God.
That's a nightmare. I've never had Constantine, but I believe the director and Keanu are supposed to be back for the sequel. I've heard it's good.
I've like seen bits and pieces of it, I think, but I always hear people talking about it.
I've heard it's actually a decent movie. I, I started it once a while ago, and then I was just like, I'm not in the mood for this. And I haven't revisited it, but I'd like to. Love Keanu. I mean, that's one of those that's wildly different from the comics, but I think it actually kind of worked. Pretty sure he's like a British guy in the comics.
Keisha said they killed him over some government stuff. Oh, okay.
Sounds about right. I'll grab another beer. I'll be right back. That's an unfortunate sentence. It's another thing with older movies. There's a lot of casual bigotry.
Hey, Aran, do you know if your podcast is on Amazon Music? I've been using that for podcasts over Spotify lately, but I can't seem to find yours on there.
I didn't
Um,
even know they had a podcast
Neither did I. It's
service.
something that I will definitely look into. Um,
What do you use to host yours?
Spreaker at the minute.
I don't even know that. We use Anchor, which goes out to like a bunch of stuff, but I don't even know.
Same with
So
Spreaker,
I
but
can
I was
look that up
considering
now.
moving again. Yeah, that's something I need to look into. How to get my thing hosted on Amazon
Yeah,
Music.
let me
Okay, that's
look
interesting. Whereabouts are you based, or
availability. Yeah.
hopefully in Constantine too?
Oh, ours goes on Spotify, or yeah, Anchor puts it on Amazon Music. Spotify goes out, Apple, Google, Overcast, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. That's a lot. And then Spotify, of course. You might want to look into that.
Yeah, that's something I need to look at.
That must be relatively new because I haven't looked at that distribution page in a while, but I don't remember Amazon being on there. I work for Canadians. They're all incredibly nice. I mean, that's not bad for '97.
No, no, not really.
That actually looked all right. Amazon's just taking over the world, aren't they?
Pretty much by the looks of it. Currently, as we speak, I'm in Canada. Mine's been on Amazon Music since August, except my
Why is
brother's
Tom
got
such a
it.
dick? Maybe he was born too close to the border. Yeah, the director's done like some big stuff since. I only saw the first Hunger Games. I was never really that interested in it. Just felt like a um, sanitized battle royale, which I assume you've seen. You seen that, Eric?
Yeah.
That movie was upsetting the first time I saw it. I also didn't like that the creator of the Hunger Games was like, "No, I've never even heard of that." Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you fucking did. So don't act like you didn't.
So this clown character is what exactly?
Ugh. Some sort of demon, I guess. That's
Such a fucking scumbag.
oh gosh. Ugh. Yikes. I actually kind of like the suit.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
Yeah, like that like demon like cat thing with the mustache or whatever the hell that was. That was pretty rough. Everything else hasn't been that bad, really.
So my podcast has been submitted to Apple Music, so that should be there within 24 hours. Thanks for the heads up on that one.
It is on there, or you had to do something?
No, I'm after like submitting it to it now, so it should be on it within 24 hours.
Oh, your service doesn't just do that?
So it does lots of them, but I didn't realize just when I went in there to check, there's a load of them that like it asks something to do with GDPR. You have to like confirm that you want to be on the platform.
I'm actually really glad you said that because I just clicked on the Amazon Music link and it says like, yeah, you have to submit it to Amazon Music.
Yeah, there's a couple of them I've noticed. There's 4 or 5 of them.
Oh, there's a couple on. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't going out to all of them. It's going out to like half. I got to do something about that.
Yep.
Fuck. Hell. I had no idea. I just assumed they're in that. You had to like click a button to see like another.
Yep.
That's really stupidly put out there. That's annoying as shit. Fuck.
That voice.
So good.
Yeah, that's definitely put on. I like his dyed hair and beard.
Yeah, I was just thinking I dug his facial hair.
Oh, here we go again. Look, this is another one of those scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Cool graphics. That makes sense.
Yep. That went on in movies way longer than it should have, too. Like, I get it before people had, like, everyone had a computer.
Yeah.
Like, you just do whatever and no one's going to really notice. But, like, even in Superman Returns, there was, like, wonky stuff with getting emails. Like, it'd be, like, these weird avatars of the actual person. Like, it just was never even a thing.
Do you know what I noticed about this as well?
What's that?
Like even Martin Sheen's character there, he like it's very like campy in the sense of he's like, look, it's finally ready, our master plan, and what we're gonna do is this, and anybody who doesn't go with it, we're gonna kill them, and we're gonna blow the city up. Like it's very like matter of fact.
Yeah, I kind of like that actually.
Yeah.
Because I think it knows what it is. I actually don't hate this. Like,
yeah, I know, right? It's like cheesy, but
I don't know.
it kind of works.
Yeah, I'm on board with cheesy as long as it knows that it is. Like, it's not
trying to be like serious. Yeah.
Yeah. What is going on here?
So this is the dude then who married his wife.
So is he evil as well?
Yeah, but I think he's like trying not to be evil or something. He's trying to be a good guy.
He's reluctantly evil.
Yeah, or something like that. Martin Sheen's like basically just said like, "Shut your mouth. You're gonna do whatever I say."
Does he like have something on him or
I don't know.
like?
He was like, "Sorry, I can't keep lying like this." And he's like, "Why?" And then he says something else to him, and Martin Sheen was like, "How is Wanda and whatever? I heard she had a birthday recently." And then he just basically went, "Okay, I'll do whatever you say."
Makes sense.
That was a big thing in movies back in that time as well. That weird like cross dissolve thing.
Oh, I didn't even. I was looking at something on my screen. I didn't even see it.
Where like they
I,
showed a
I
shot
love a
of
good. I
Spawn's
love a good
face.
wipe.
Yeah, and like they'd done this weird like he starts to fade out, but something else like starts fading in.
Stuff you can do in Premiere.
Basically, yeah, it's like shit that you can see in like iMovie.
Yeah.
Keisha says, "Everyone ready for Hellraiser?" Okay, so this is probably going to be controversial. So, um, yes and no. I'm actually a really big fan of the original Hellraiser movies. To me, Doug Bradley, much like Robert Englund playing Freddy Krueger, Doug Bradley is the only Pinhead. And I even love. I actually watched Hellraiser 3 last night again. I love all the Hellraiser movies, even the ones that are like fucking in outer space and shit. They're just, I don't know, I just have nostalgia for them. So I am gonna watch the new Hellraiser, but I'm not sold on it being a chick and some of the other stuff. So mm, I don't know.
Never seen any of those. That always the box always freaked me out at the video store.
We should watch one of them sometime, like one of the
I
like
would.
just like random fucking
I mean, I'm desensitized now after some of the stuff I've
yeah
watched with you.
we've watched. Yeah.
So it's just the most unpleasant, upsetting movies. How do I do this?
Oh wow, here's Batman.
We're actually doing a Batman movie this week.
Why did they CG that cape on him?
Yeah,
That's a
I
little
think
bit
that's part of
nuts.
the problem.
He's got quite the kick on. I feel like it's gone back to the original novella of Clive Barker. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It definitely is going back to that because Clive Barker stuff as well was like quite sexual and like just sort of fucking messed up. So I am kind of interested to see that, but at the same time, for me now, it's hard to look at anybody else as Pinhead other than Doug Bradley.
Just, just the full leather bodysuits. This is absurd. Get up. What is that on her back? Jesus. It's a good line. Like he's clearly a demon. Like, you don't think he's just gonna shoot you?
I thought I was expecting her to get absolutely incinerated with bullets there.
Yeah. This is probably PG-13, right?
I love how he just arrives in every now and again in like a different costume.
Spawn used guns in the comics? Like, I don't even know. I don't even know what like his power set is. I always thought it was stuff like this, like it just like came out of like his cape and his suit or whatever he's wearing.
Ooh, what was that? Some weird tentacle thing?
Yeah, I thought that was like his power set was he had like this shot stuff out of him,
Oh, he's like Spider-Man.
like kind of like a symbiote type venom thing, but more so. Jesus, what's this police force?
That CG thing again.
Yeah, it's not great. I'm not sure how you do that practical though.
Yeah, true. I didn't know that he could like camouflage himself. He just turned himself into a wall.
I don't know if any of this is just how it is or if they're just making shit up
Yeah.
like like they did with movies of this era, comic book movies. It's just, I mean,
I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently when Todd McFarlane finally decided to like sell the rights or whatever,
uh,
I know Columbia Pictures were the first that were interested in it in like 1992, and he would never strike a deal because they didn't really want him to have creative control. They just wanted him to sign over the license. And eventually, when he decided to sell it to New Line, he apparently he sold it for $1, but on the basis that they wrote a contract up that he was to get like majority of the creative input and complete merchandising rights.
interesting.
Now I don't know if that's 100% factual or not.
Yeah, I mean, like that's similar to what like George Lucas did. He did.
Mm.
He got a lot less money for the first Star Wars, but he retained all the merchandising and full creative control of like the IP.
The original budget for the movie was 20 million, but the scale of the visual effects needed drove that price up to 45 million total budget. The VFX shot count was 77 to start with when they started storyboarding, and that ended up at over 400.
Jesus.
Created by 22 companies in the US, Canada, Japan, employing 70 people and taking 11 months to create. More than half the work was delivered just 2 weeks before the film's release.
I, I'm so confused.
Yeah, I don't even know like who like who's with who. Is everybody just a bad guy?
Yeah, like have they met before? Or is this the first time, or like?
Because it would seem quite random if they haven't. Like, if a little blue fucking clown dude came up
Yeah,
to him, would you
he
not be like,
seemed
oh
really
shit?
cool with this interaction. If that was the first time they met,
And also, is this world we're in right now, uh, are like, are they prone to little
people
blue
coming back
demon
from the dead.
clowns? Yeah, and like burnt guys that are like flying up
It's a
walls
really good question because no one seemed that shocked that he's back.
by anything. Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah,
Like
he's back again.
they've accepted it really quickly.
I also love when he's going incognito. He wears like that shitty like bum's outfit,
Yeah,
like a homeless person's coat.
yeah, that's his disguise. It seems like that suit of his can do a lot of stuff. Like,
Surely you could figure out
gonna
something.
get you something better than those tattered rags.
Okay, I'm sorry. If I was that age and a dude like that came up to me, I would shit my pants.
Yeah, I'd never sleep again. She is wildly okay with it.
Ugh. Here he is again now, dressed up as a cheerleader.
Oh, Legs is going for it.
He might be the best character in this entire movie.
He's great. Yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah, that's probably the worst in the
That's
world.
PS2 type graphics right there.
Which is strange because some of the other ones haven't been so bad, and then that one's just like god
Oh,
awful.
that's. I
That
mean,
one's really
Cape
bad.
isn't great, but like this is unbelievably bad.
Wow, it actually
Like
looks like a joke.
that's yeah. It doesn't even feel like the same movie.
So he's like his little minion then.
I guess.
And that big dude then, who is that supposed to be like the devil?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like, what's the hell hierarchy here? I need an org chart. Who's reporting to who? The little doll kind of looks like that clown.
Yeah, he gave that to her.
Oh, okay.
Which again is random. It's like, why would you let your kid?
Yeah. Play with this horrific toy. Although that was the era of like a lot of children's toys from R-rated movies.
So wait a second now. Is that kid Spawn's kid or is it that dude's kid?
I mean, I assumed it was his, because like, why would he give a shit if it wasn't?
It's
You
just
know?
she referred to him as daddy there, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know how much time passed, so maybe she was like an infant, like when he died. So maybe that's the only dad she's known. Or some people call their step parents actually mom and dad. Jesus. Who's this little kid?
This is a weird scene.
Are we meant to know who that was, or is this just like...
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's just so
What's the
fucking
point of
weird.
this scene? What is happening?
Like, when you're sitting there doing a script read or whatever, at what point does somebody not go, okay, insert like random boy and dad homeless eating?
That's that's the kind of scene that should get cut because it has, and I mean maybe it comes back later. I don't know. I'm not sure how it would, but this movie's only like an hour and 38 minutes, so they probably didn't have enough
Yeah.
to keep it a theatrical. You know, it has to be a certain amount of time. Like it has to be at least 90 minutes. Unless that comes back later, but I'm gonna guess we never see either of them again.
Do you know what's crazy as well? A sequel for this movie has basically been in development since 1998.
Well, it's kind of crazy, especially nowadays where comic book movies are, and pre-existing IP with a built-in fan base are all like, I mean, they'll make anything that people have heard of, and I mean, it's been a popular comic for years.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm just reading here in 2007, McFarlane announced development of a new feature film for release in 2008. He again announced in 2009 that he had begun writing a screenplay for a new movie, stating it was for an older audience. Jamie Foxx said in 2013 that he was aggressively pursuing the role. The movie would be more of a
That'd
horror
be cool.
thriller movie than a superhero film.
That could be kind of fun.
In 2016, it was announced that the script was completed. The following year, Blumhouse Pictures confirmed their involvement with the film, with Todd signed on to direct. It was expected to begin production in 2018, and Jamie Foxx was signed on as the lead. Upon the success of 2019's Joker movie, they restarted development.
Yeah,
Most
they're like,
recent,
oh, an R-rated movie can make $1 billion.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's what
Logan
happened.
and Joker.
Most recently, in 2021, it was revealed that Broken City writer Brian Tucker had been hired to rewrite McFarlane's screenplay, and that's where it's at right now, I think.
Huh. It is kind of crazy. I mean, there's a lot of stigma attached to this, so that can keep a movie from having another shot. But like, this is a more popular comic than Judge Dredd, and we've had two, and that first one has a lot of the same types of thoughts. Like negative
Yeah,
association. Second one was the newest one was amazing, but it didn't do very well. It's really good though. Have you
really
seen
good.
that?
I really enjoyed
It's
that.
so good.
Yeah,
It's so good.
really enjoyed that.
Carl Urban's great. A perfect Judge Dredd. They've been trying to make another one of those too, but again, it didn't really. I don't know if it bombed, but it didn't really make any money
Yeah,
because people were like, "Oh yeah, the Stallone one was awful," and it was. That's not a super popular comic. Definitely not to the level of Spawn. Todd McFarlane's like a billionaire. He's made so much money off of this.
Oh, what the fuck? That evil's been there ever since you were soup in your mama's crotch.
That's not how babies are made. Have you seen the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Yeah,
Because Leguizamo was in that too.
that's every time someone brings that up, actually, and I think back to it, I'm like, Is that a real thing? Did that really
Yeah.
exist, or did I just like?
Feels like a fever dream.
Yeah, it's like not real.
That's what I thought about the Starship Troopers animated series for children. I was like, I must have dreamt that up. That can't be real. It's very real. I found it on one of those, like, there's all these like free streaming services that have nothing good on them. I found it on one of them, like Tubi or something like that. It's kind of good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I've heard of
And
it.
Verhoeven like will periodically show up in like the credits as like a producer of the episode. They get like Clancy Brown back to like voice his character. It's wild. I don't understand. I loved watching it on that service too because they put zero thought into it. Like the normal commercial breaks, uh, don't go to an ad. They'll just throw an ad like in the middle of a sentence. Like, no one even went through to be like, "Oh, this is where we should put the ad." It's like whatever.
Oh, he's like transforming. Oh, that was freaky looking.
That's not. That's not terrible.
Wait a second, he's not the. Oh no, he's something different again.
That CGI is not that bad.
He reminds me of one of the monsters from the Scooby Doo movie when the mystery gang go to a spooky island.
I never saw that. The James Gunn one.
Yeah.
The dog.
Random.
Aw.
Have we established if Spawn used guns in the comics?
Yeah, I don't know.
Thing?
I mean, he very well may.
Seems a bit redundant though if you're like some like superhuman demon that has like chains.
Yeah, like, because I always thought it was just like he had all these tentacle things that could like shoot out of him to like do his damage. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks really unnatural when I see him hold a gun out in front of him like that.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. It feels off, and I'm basing that on nothing.
Yeah, but like he's holding the gun like this, and in that full costume, I'm like, this doesn't look right.
Jesus. That guy's gonna die. He just backhanded that dude. that was rude.
I noticed as well how making like things wet makes everything like a little bit more gross and like horrible.
Yeah. Well, I always say I love a good sweaty guy in a movie. Like Predator 2.
Mm-hmm.
Best sweaty guy movie of all time. Everyone's so sweaty. Just adds this layer of like grime and grossness. If I ever made a movie that was supposed to be like semi-serious or dark, everyone would be so sweaty. Simplest way to convey that to your audience. I actually think we have a bit about that. Let me see if I can find it. Oof.
Okay, now he's turning back into it, man.
Yeah, I think I would have stayed in that giant roach monster. That's what he reminds me of the Men in Black monster.
Yeah.
That the guy at the very end.
He's really going for it with that character.
I know. I love it. It's just,
And who's this dude?
yeah, he's like his. I don't completely understand his role. He's like seems to be like his guide or something.
And is he supposed to be homeless there, or is that like some weird cowboy look?
It is a look. What's up, dog? Waking up finally.
Poor dog is probably like, oh, you're not back to this shit again.
Yeah. Like, God damn it. All right, get up back up on your couch. Do your thing. Oh, poor old legs. Did I? All right, now I have to find this. I don't think I did. How did I not do that? How do I look at this? There we go. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Let me see how I do this. Yeah, he's. I'm sure they. I don't. I don't know why he's like his caretaker, like guide, like his demon Sherpa.
Yeah, he's obviously something, but they didn't really.
He's like the George Carlin character in Bill and Ted.
Yeah, that's like straight away. I was like, is he supposed to be like some kind of like whistler?
Yeah. Oh, fuck, how do I do
See, here's
this?
this kid again.
I guess they did come back.
Yeah, but again, it's so like random and
Yeah.
vague. It's like, hey, here's the random homeless kid again.
Yeah, I mean, again, maybe like he's friends with a homeless kid in the books. I don't know. Like maybe that's a character.
Oh, look, he has like a little stash.
His one-liners are fantastic in this though.
Okay, random. is happening?
Oops. Could you hear that?
Hmm?
You couldn't hear that?
No?
I just played something. So that's funny because I have that same setting that should play something on my computer. Okay, here we go. I had to find something. I got distracted. Oops. How do I comment? Can I put something in the comments?
Did you?
I said, can I? How do I do that?
I would imagine so.
I think so. Oh. I'll grab another beer real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, now he's on a fucking motorbike. Like he was literally there for like less than a minute with that other guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I've figured out how to use my powers." And he was like, "So I don't need guns anymore. I don't need a helmet.
Oh,
What I need
maybe
is
that's so
motorcycle."
that's why he was using the guns. Okay. I can accept that. Where is it? I need to. I'll send it to you. There we go. Just firing a grenade launcher up in the air.
He's my favorite thing about this entire movie.
I don't. I mean, this may come back to bite me the way that when I made the proclamation that Hostel 2 wasn't that bad, and then all of a sudden the bottom fell out and it was one of the worst movies ever. I don't get why people hated this. This isn't
that bad.
No.
It's really not. I don't know. I had it
Like
in
it's
my head
kind of
that this was
fun.
way worse.
It feels like it's semi-comic accurate, even though I don't know. But like, there's weird, silly comic book type stuff happening. What is that? Is that sewage?
What's he in, like some weird shell?
Yeah, it's got like a little cocoon thing going on. Who was driving it that whole time if he was up top? Now he's driving. Even threw a trucker hat on him.
What?
He had way too much time to avoid that.
Yeah, but he was just like smiling while doing it.
Yeah,
I'll see you at Wanda.
That's fantastic. I mean, outside of like Osamo's boss, whoever that was, CGI is really not that bad.
Yeah, it's actually not. And And you know what? The movie is my biggest complaint about the whole movie would be more so it's a little bit all over the place. Like there's things in it that they didn't really explain why or what they are. They're just there.
It feels like there's unnecessary scenes, but again, I think it's just they needed like that's the stuff that normally hits the cutting room floor,
Mm,
but they didn't have enough. They probably didn't have time to do reshoot or money to do reshoots. Since he said they exceeded their
they just used what they
FX
had.
budget by so much, so they probably didn't have time to like do the reshoots. So it's just like let's just throw in whatever we have because that's all we can do. We got to get to an hour and a half.
Yeah, you're probably onto something with that. Oh, this guy is turning rogue now on the bad guys, is he? He's becoming a good guy again.
Do the right thing. Oh, show me the email. Be a huge thing.
Oh, lovely.
Jesus, all their guns are so ridiculous looking.
He looks so ridiculous as well. Leather
The
gloves,
leather.
leather jacket.
I mean, this is pre like Matrix, right? I mean, Matrix was what
Yeah.
2000 or was it about 99? Was it
Yeah, 99, I
Matrix?
think.
So it's not even like a rip off of that. Like they just like slapped a bunch of extra metal on regular guns.
Yeah, it's just like a long
It's like, is this
pistol.
supposed to be the future? Like, what is this?
5 foot long pistol.
Like, I just don't know I don't understand what they're going for.
Yeah, it's very like
Like, is it the future or is
Tommy Lee Jones's Two Face. Two Face with like the ridiculous pistols and stuff.
yeah? I mean, that's a. I mean, this is a comic book movie, but that's very like
That's what that is.
Batman villain. I mean, maybe the comic does take place slightly in the future. I have no idea. Oh, that didn't look very good. Who was the other guy in Mario Brothers? Bob Hoskins, right?
That movie. Every time you mention it, I'm like, it's not
That
real.
was him, right?
It can't be real.
I've I don't know if I've ever actually seen that whole thing either. That was another one where they just took the name of something and then just
Just went like, yeah,
did
here's a
something
movie
else.
with that name.
Apparently, it was like a husband and wife couple that were directors. Like, there's this great interview with Hoskins. They he's like they were extremely like arrogant and confident, which was mistaken for talent and vision. But they were like hacks and they didn't know what they were doing. Apparently, him and Leguizamo were just shit faced the entire time.
How that even got released is beyond me.
Nintendo didn't lend any of their properties for a movie for like an extraordinary amount of time up until it was like recently, like the last 5 years, because that was just such a debacle. What the hell?
Wait, so now he.
Hey, buddy, where you going, bud? Okay, so go under there. All right, did your duty. Use one of your things. Your suit does so much.
He like, could he not have like ripped that dude in half like an hour
That's what I
ago?
mean. Like, shoot one of those little tentacle things out at him. At the knife, or at him, or something. There's a lot of shit talking spawn when you have no weapons. Like, how do you think this is gonna go? Did he have a ball gag in his mouth?
Yeah,
I think he did.
it's a bit fucking strange.
At least they showed a little restraint and didn't put one on her. He just went up like he was covered in kerosene.
Oh, that was payback then.
This has some fantastic one-liners.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Oof. Oof.
Every time we go back to hell, it's like
Yeah, it's really bad.
really bad, like Doom 64.
Yeah. Dude. He's got laser eyes? What's happening?
Oh yeah, he had that thing put in his heart, like that bomb shit. If he dies or something, that bomb does something.
What just happened? He does have a ball gag in his mouth. What a choice.
Why is that knife in her green?
I don't know. It's like glowing. I don't understand the rules of this world.
Well, that's not her at all, is it? It's the fucking clown. Is it?
She's possessed now or something? She's going for it.
Knew that.
She did a good job of being him. It was ridiculous.
He's so ridiculous. I love him.
But the actor that, like, she did a good job, like, being, as her. That was solid. I mean, again, ridiculous and nonsense, but she went for it, and I appreciate that. I mean, matching this lunatic's intensity. Yeah, she's fine. That's good.
He's so disgusting.
Where's this guy been the whole time? If he has that ability,
Yeah, Whitehead.
I could have helped a bit.
Oh wow, he has chainmail and everything on.
Seriously, what's he been doing this whole time? Just getting dressed?
Okay, so his character appears in this movie as Spawn's mentor. In real life, he was an occultist in the 1700s who traveled Europe and Egypt and would eventually found the occult Freemasonry. He was also a noted charlatan who would eventually be imprisoned and banished from France, then tried in Rome for magic, conjuring, and Freemasonry. So he was based on a real, like,
Freemasons like run the world secretly, right? It's like them or the Illuminati or
again, that just seems really random that they put it like somebody based off of a real life.
well, I mean that might have been what Todd McFarlane did to begin with. I don't know.
And that probably explains why he's dressed in chainmail and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks like a Knights Templar Inquisitor or something. He just got his ass kicked too. The monster doesn't look that bad, but everything around him looks awful.
It's strange, isn't it? How like they got some of the CG quite good and then some of it just god awful.
Yeah, and it's that. I mean, I think that's what makes it the CG looks so bad because it's so noticeable. Because there's good stuff, and then it's right next to the bad stuff, and then you have good practical effects with bad, shit CGI
Like there's even
or
some
not great
shots in it
CGI.
where Spawn looks quite good and you can tell he's CG, but then the monster is like
Yeah, that
horrifically
looks
bad.
bad there. It's just like it's not consistent.
Oh,
That's
is that just millions of spawns?
it sure looks like it, doesn't it?
Oh god.
I can't get over that thing
Yeah, that thing is like the
in its
worst.
mouth. Oh my god, it's so jarring, like to the level of like the Star Wars special editions.
And they didn't even like bother to try and animate the mouth to like match when he's talking.
Yeah, it's just I have no idea what he's doing right now.
That green stuff is a bit.
Wow, that's bad. That's like screensaver from like
Mm.
Windows 95.
Again,
That's not
what
good.
is happening?
I don't know. His powers are so poorly defined. I don't know what it like sometimes he shoots like lasers out of him.
So now he's using that to fly out of hell. So he's not going to fight that devil.
I guess. I don't know.
That's hardly it.
He looks so silly. What a pair. That chainmail hoodie.
That other dude looks so disheveled. It's like, yeah, I'm done
I
anyway.
know. God, I wonder how long that makeup took to put on each day. I don't know how actors do that. They have to spend like 6 hours in a makeup chair every single day that they're shooting. That sounds like hell. Where'd that kid come from?
How did that kid know what house?
Yeah.
Okay, that explains it.
Oh, what is that? That little kid's in the other stuff too. What is that little kid from?
What's this shit coming out of the fire? was thinking that.
That little kid. Oh, he was in Kindergarten Cop. And A New Nightmare. Yeah, used all the magical powers you have.
I love
All
how
right,
he
that
has
was
to
kind of cool.
say something.
It's funny though. It's like he's trying. He's like directing him what to do, but he's not really telling him how to do it. He's just like use it. It's like
Yeah, like that's like when
yeah,
someone like put someone in a ring
yeah,
or a cage and be like, punch.
yeah. It's very Star Wars and like using the Force. It's like concentrate. It's like, on what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That little kid was in a million things. Holy crap! He's in Pet Cemetery, Kindergarten Cop, Doogie Howser, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. What just happened? For a 90-minute movie, this felt a lot longer.
It did, didn't it? Towards the tail end there, I was really like spiraling and trying to like concentrate on it. And I was like, wow, this is like
Yeah, I don't know why I actually
really
decided to
good.
start paying attention because I wasn't at first. And I assume that's when a lot of those questions we had would have been answered, but I'm not positive.
He goes back to living with the kid in the homeless land.
I guess. You can do all sorts of things with that armor. Why don't you manifest yourself a roof?
He's gonna be up there now like Batman, isn't he?
Gotta be.
Yeah, I can already tell. Sitting there like a fucking gargoyle.
Yeah. How high is this thing? A lot of rats in this movie. Very subtle. No one's gonna see that.
Not really sure what the whole thing behind the massive cloak is, but
Well, that's the impression I was always under. Was like his like cape suit could do all sorts of crazy shit that we sort of saw. Huh. I'm glad I've seen it, but
same. I think that
it
might be the first time I've ever sat down and actually watched.
it definitely is for me. I didn't hate that. I was confused, but I feel like a fair amount of that was probably my own fault.
Yeah, it wasn't actually that bad to be honest with you.
Now I want to go read some Spawn comics.
What the first thing I want to do is like find somebody on YouTube who I'm sure is like really like specialized in Spawn and get some of the
Yeah,
backstory to try and like decipher what was actually
yeah, some Spawn explained videos.
yeah. Because some of that stuff I just
ILM did this.
they didn't do like a massively
Did you
great
see
job.
that?
Really?
I'm pretty sure that's what it said. It's hard to read these credits. Yeah, I gotta find like a digital copy of like volume 1 of like the beginning, like his origin or whatever.
There's no way ILM's on this today.
Well, that's the thing. If you don't give like the like one of the worst CGIs is the Scorpion King and the Second Mummy. That was done by like Weta or something, someone like reputable, but they gave him like a week to do it, so it looked like shit.
That was like
That was done by like one of the top tier uh, houses. I'm fairly certain they just didn't give him enough time. There's a great documentary on Disney Plus about ILM.
yeah.
Or like a docu-series. It's like a 6-part series. It's really good.
Yeah, ILM did do it, you're right.
It's crazy that that company was just created for Star Wars. Like they just like let him create an entirely new thing with the budget. Like it just didn't exist.
There is some people still watching, but I know that nobody's been really interacting. For anyone who did make it to the end,
God bless you.
make sure to let us know what you think of that movie. Next week for the stream, Josh is going to pick something, so that's yet to be revealed. Keep an eye out, hopefully tomorrow.
I have some thoughts.
If not Thursday, for the artwork, so we can have all that posted. Where can people find your stuff, Josh, and support you?
Pretty much anywhere podcasts can be found. We do a weekly show called Action Movie Book Club, where just like a book club, we go through, instead of reading, we watch a movie and then go through it pretty much beat by beat. So lots of spoilers, but we have a pretty good time. Also find us at Action Movie Book Club on Instagram, Action Movie BC on Twitter, and ActionMovieBookClub.com for any other things that you may have missed out on. We also have a YouTube channel, Action Movie Book Club. Check that out. Give us a subscribe so we can monetize it. That'd be appreciated. And unfortunately we're on TikTok at Action Movie Book Club, which I hate that place, but apparently it needs to happen.
I know, yeah, it's the sign of the times, right?
I don't understand it. Like I don't understand why things get thousands of views and others get like 80. I don't know what I'm doing. It doesn't make any sense to me.
And mine is exactly the same. I have the very same issue where I could post something like completely random that like I don't really think much about.
Yeah.
And let me see now, just to give you
the funniest thing I've put up on there has our least amount of views, so I don't know what's going on.
Let me have a look here. Yeah, like I've put up things that I thought were like quite good, and I spent like some time on.
Yeah.
That got like 7 views, and then like
Yeah.
I'll put up some other like just random crap.
Yeah, I can't make heads or tails of it.
Of how it works or how something gets picked up, because like I've posted other things and it gets like an absurd amount of views, and I'm like, how the hell, like 11,500 on just some random clip from Hills of Ice 2.
Yeah, same. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's all about what you tag it, but it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, and like there's even like, there's a chick from the town that I live in, which is a small town like in Ireland, and like she has like 280,000 followers, and I'm like, how? What do? You don't do anything.
We just started it, so we have like I don't even know, like probably under 100, So I don't understand how things will get like thousands of views. I'm like, how is it even? How does this happen? I don't get it. It's like
Apparently,
10 people following it.
going live on there as well is supposed to be quite good for growth, but you have to have 1,000. You have to have 1,000 followers, I think.
Oh,
Strange Brew podcast. Aaron, your mic's a little quiet, homie.
yeah.
Sure your mic's
You're not the
volume.
first person to say that today.
Yeah, I like.
It's louder than it was, but you just don't. You're not a loud talker. That's part of it.
Yeah, but I never
I
like.
talk a little loud.
I never found that issue before. Maybe it's just because I'm trying to get back into this now that I'm like being a little bit more like
You don't seem a
reserved.
lot quieter than usual. You just have a more soft spoken way of doing things. Again,
No,
you're
because I find that
European, so of
when I
course, like,
turn up my
I'm
mic,
loud. I'm an American.
like
That got louder.
yeah, but for me now, I can't. I can barely stand that in my.
Oh, because it's coming. Yeah.
So I don't know. That's
Interesting.
something I need to look at. Maybe I'm after messing with settings here that I didn't think I did.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know, because you're pretty close to your mic.
I know, yeah,
Closer than I am.
and I don't want to be doing that thing where I'm like so close that everybody can hear every little like.
Yeah. Every click of the tongue, every
Yeah,
bit of
it's like
saliva
yeah,
rolling
it's
around
like
your mouth.
too much. Yeah, for me, ClassHorrorCast.com, First Class Horror on Instagram, class_horror on Twitter. I do have Patreon. I want to start pushing stuff on Patreon as well soon enough. I also have a YouTube channel.
We do
but
too,
again,
but we don't have anything up there.
yeah,
So.
it's so hard, man. It's so hard to navigate all these different places for content. Like
I know.
it's like impossible in a way.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, it is like it is, and you feel like you get ahead with one thing, and then something else. You're like, oh shit, I haven't
Yeah.
done something on
You
that.
start to get a handle on one platform, and then it's like, yeah, but there's 17 other things you need to be doing.
Yeah, it's so hard. But yeah, for everybody listening, for everyone who watches this after the fact, keep an eye out over the next day or two for a post about next week's stream. Josh is choosing the movie, so if you don't like it or whatever, give him shit.
Yeah, please. I like arguing on the internet.
Yeah, it's great to be back. I can't wait to do
Absolutely.
this again next week. And
Yeah,
yeah,
do it every Tuesday.
We'll have some chats offline about some other stuff.
Yes, can't wait.
Peace, everyone.
Later.